Can we get everybody back in? There's some people at the door. Come on, hey, what's he there? So what we're going to do now is we have about 20-25 minutes to finish. So what we're going to do is show you a little preview of 3DHive, one of the game engines that you can use to build the games that you have been seeing, these Agent Penny and Power games. So you could potentially use 3DHive. And to use 3DHive, you as a teacher in the school just needs to write to us so that it can actually get downloaded to your school machines. So you just have to get an SSOE download. If you can write to Mike, and we will give you his email address. If you can write to Mike requesting for the SSOE download of 3DHive, it'll just happen automatically to your school. So that's the easy part. What I'm going to do now is request Mike and John and Ken to show you a very quick demo of how to use 3DHive to make your game. We are having detailed workshops on 22nd and 23rd at the Alienware Cafe. So please do sign up to run for that training, so that you can actually see how to use the 3DHive product. Okay, any questions? They're here to answer. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mike. I'm from Playware. My colleagues John and Ken are here, so if you have any questions later on, just raise your hand. So I'm going to begin with an explanation of what we're looking at here on the computer. So 3DHive has 3 parts. Well, actually, there's 4 parts here. The first one you can see on the top is called the 3DHive Builder. So this is what you will be using to create your game. It's a point-and-click interface. There's no programming at all required, so it's fairly simple, and we'll go through that. Right below it is the 3DHive Previewer. So this allows you to preview, as the name says, and actually play the game that you just created immediately. So fairly simple. Within the next 2 minutes, I can show you how to do that real quick. The next is a 3DHive World, or just 3DHive. So this icon, when you double-click it and you launch it, it actually allows you to play the game in a multiplayer setting. So your classmates, your friends, or the entire class, up to 40 players can actually join and play together. So lastly, we have the Teacher's Console. So this is really just for the teachers to be able to supervise or see what the class is doing and be able to control the server and the different types of settings. So to begin with, let's go ahead and create a game. John, if you will. Double click on 3DHive Builder. So the first screen you're presented with is the create or open options that you can see in here. So what we're going to do is first we're going to create a map, and the map is a selection of, well, you can select different types of maps, and each map has a theme. So if you look here, we'll go through the different types of themes first. If you scroll over it, you'll be able to see that they have names, and you can see the overlay in the background. There's ancient worlds, there's ancient Egypt, there's library, there's Rome, there's forest, rainforest, rivers, grasslands, so on and so forth. At the very top, you can give your level a name. So we can go ahead and call it saving, yeah. And you can also select different types of themes. There's fairy tales, there's historical Singapore, all sorts of things. So we can select that. So now John has selected our map. And if you look here, so this is just completely 2D. And if you want, you can drag the blue rectangle, and it allows you to move through the map. So these, you must be wondering what these red bits are. So the red means that you can't actually place the different objects on the map. So this means it has to stay as is. So rivers will be red, or houses that have already been placed will be red. So you can't place anything on there, but everything else you can place your items on, or tiles. So here, let's move on to the left side. So what you see here, these are what we call tiles. And the tiles have houses or trees all pre-built. There's nothing that you need to actually model in 3D or anything. Everything has been modeled for you. So if we can go ahead and place one into the map. So again, you just click, and then you point and you click it there. Okay, so John is now placing the tiles into the world. So this is like your, if you think of it as a play, this is your stage. So we're decorating the stage with our props. So let's place the house. Okay, so now what we can do is you can actually zoom into the different tiles. So if you double click on it, here you can see what the house looks like. It's already pre-built for you. In fact, we can actually add media to it. So if you click on add here, you can do all sorts of things. You can add images, or you can even add URLs. So you can put in a YouTube link or anything like that. So what this means is it allows you to create a virtual dictionary. So you can actually walk into or walk towards a house or a tree or anything like that, and it will present to you information. So we'll show you an example of that later on. Okay. So now that we've decorated the stage, we want to show you our avatars or our actors. There's several kinds of avatars you can create. There's customizable. What this means is you can actually create your own avatars from scratch. So you can choose a boy or a girl, and then you can decorate him or her with different types of clothes, what kind of hair you want her to have, so on and so forth. We also have avatars that are already pre-built, non-customizable we call them. So they range from animals, cats, there's all sorts, right? So you just scroll down. Yeah, so there's even there's fairy tale creatures, there's zombies, and all sorts of things. There's boys, there's girls, there's business people. Yeah. We can select one. Okay, so now that we've selected the avatar, we can give her a name. Call her Penny. What's interesting here is, you are given the power to be your own game designer. You can change settings, you can change, obviously you can change the name, but you can also change how you want your character to behave. Can your character die? Can it fly? Can it be invincible? Can it be, can it be large? Can it be small? All sorts of things. So that's really completely up to you. So you can change the health bar as well, stamina, storage. So we've given her a name, Penny, so we can go click save. That's done. We can go back. So just to show you, so this orange bar here, which we'll go into obviously when we have the workshops, this is your go-to guide. This will allow you to go to any point of your game creation process and try to understand. It allows you to go through things quicker, a lot quicker than you need to in other cases. So there's logic, there's game, there's the avatar. Everything that you need to do is all here. So if you're ever lost or confused, remember to just go to the orange bar, and that pulls that out everything that you need. So now that we want to, now that we've completed our avatar, we want to be able to select our game settings. So we just click on game, and we can select our different teams as well. So you can choose up to 8 teams in your game. In this case, I think we're just going to do one team. So we can give the team a name. And we select the avatar pool because we've created our avatars. And we can add our avatar, and that's Penny. So Penny, we created her just a while ago. She's right there. There's other things here. There's other types of settings. We won't go into that today. That'll be for the workshop. So now we just click back. Yep. And we just go back again. We select trigger. So team spawn essentially just means where your character will come up into the world or spawn into the world. And you can click on that once and place it in the world. So John, if you just go zoom out from that. So this is how large the map is. This is the world that we've sort of created. We've placed different tiles here, and this orange circle is where our character will spawn into the world. So now we just press preview, and we just wait. So what's happening now is it's putting together everything that you've created, and it's turning that into a 3D world. So here's our character that we created a while ago, Penny. So before you start, you should give a name to your player, to yourself. Select your avatar that you created. And there it is. So in less than 5 minutes, we created a 3D game. And you can walk around. It's a third-person game where you can just walk around and explore your 3D world. So obviously in 5 minutes there really isn't much, or there isn't an objective at all to the game. But if you spend a little bit more time or work with your team and your teacher, you can formulate a plan or different kinds of objectives that you want to teach your topic in financial literacy, and you can come up with something that I think will be certainly an award-winning game. So there you have it. It's pretty quick. In the next 5 minutes, in the last 5 minutes, we just created a game. So next week, we'll go through it in more detail and show you what the advanced areas are to create a game.
We'll actually let you build it yourself at the workshop. What we plan to do is to have this workshop at the internet cafe. So we'll actually have this software up for every student to play and to create a small game. So we'll run a hands-on workshop. So whoever wants to learn how to use 3DHive should just sign up and come for the workshop. And we'll also have some ideas on how to create the games that you see in the Agent Penny's Willpower course. So I hope many of you will sign up for the workshop.
Hello. We actually are going